This really is just Eastern domination right now.
Oh, you're telling me. Here we go, though. Another very high-profile Team Ally versus Team Zero. Mars looking to get to top 32 tomorrow. We're going to be on Smashville. ZSS versus Sonic.
And this matchup is, I'd say, relatively close. They both have some pretty interesting edges over each other. Sonic being so hard to catch means Zero Suit's not going to get a lot of those grabs on him, which is really her lifeblood when it comes to converting into kills. But the physics of Sonic make him very easy to combo. Granted, he does have the spring to get out of some tough spots.
But ZSS does have a lot of those true combos that are like almost unspringable, especially a player like Mars should know how to throw out all those strings. He's a very calculated player.
As is 6WX, actually a mathematics major in college.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I believe he's a graduate now, but yeah, I mean, this guy, I feel like he's just seeing numbers on the screen when he plays. Oh, and that number right now is 84 and almost a -1 stock.
Good DI, keeping him alive there from the center of Smashville. It would have been kind of hard for that to kill, but you never know sometimes. Always got to have your DI on point.
Okay, just a tense little spacing battle. No actual blows exchanged until Mars sneaks in that jab.
Blocking the spin dash there with the paralyzer. It might be a... That's just re-emphasizing how important it is for 6WX to mix up his approaches. He's known as one of those more aggressive Sonics, and aggressively back throwing here. That's going to send ZSS off the side, and he's going to take first blood.
That was almost looking like pre-patch strength right there. Of course, due to the rage and the light nature of Zero Suit Samus. Mars trying to fight his way back on the stage with flip kick. Zero Suit definitely a character with very diverse recovery options. But if you're able to scout them out and you really know how to cover them, I feel like her recovery is not quite as good as it looks on the surface.
6WX showing that knowledge here, landing some pretty, even though they weren't big punishes, just solid punishes, and that's like as much as you can get, as it turns out, versus ZSS. But now he's kind of stuck here on this taxi platform, putting on pressure with this Zaire. Gonna force the regrab. That should be the stock. Down he goes, but okay. I never can count out that spring.
Yeah, it's just pretty good of a recovery.
That spike sent him so low, it was just it, and that's gonna be Mars taking the stock.
Okay, just goes for the spin dash. Unable to catch the whiffed aerial from Mars, though. Either way, 6WX building this lead back. Also, I want to say I love how 6WX will start going into the spin dash charge and then do like the direct jump out of it into an aerial, or just use the special animations of spin dash to do some pretty crazy looking stuff.
Putting on pressure again. He's run up 114% and gets the cross-up roll. That grab is going to whiff. That's 6WX taking game one.
Zero Suit Samus just so vulnerable to quick defensive actions out of shield. Of course, spot dodge and roll. If you read her grab with one of those, she's just wide open. And 6WX really capitalizing on that.
You know, I'm wondering, might we see the Lucario from Mars? Or is that just going to be a doubles thing for him for now? It looks like he's sticking with ZSS.
Yeah, he does have the propensity to bust Lucario out in tight spots and singles as well. It's definitely not a doubles exclusive thing. We saw at Showdown Battle Royale, even he whipped out the Lucario.
That's true. According to my sources here, he went Lucario game 2 against Renai. It did not prove to be effective because Renai did get the 3-0, but looks like he's sticking with ZSS and Town and City as his stage du jour for game 2.
I could definitely see Lucario being a good choice in the Sonic matchup. That was actually in Brawl one of Sonic's least favorite matchups to have to fight. But in this game, he's got way more kill power, and that's really what pushes it over the edge for him. So I don't know. Zero Suit definitely capable of beating Sonic. This is not like a travesty of a matchup by any means.
Oh no, I didn't mean to imply that.
Oh yeah, of course not. Yeah, I'm talking for the viewers, man. You know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I know you know what's good.
We're in the final destination portion, but it looks like those platforms can sneak right back along. And this is Mars taking the stage, looking to get that V-reverse paralyzer, would have stuffed out that spin dash. But instead, here comes 6WX getting good damage in. Mars using the spring for himself to help mix up his landing.
And just not able to find these punishes on the spin dash colliding on his shield. It's so tough to actually punish that move out of shield.
Even when you have amazing frame data.
Right.
There's so many ways you can cross it up or cancel it. Very tricky.
Spring to safety, you never know. Okay, 6WX looking to just close the stock out, but I think that's where Mars is starting to thrive. Catches the air dodge, and that's going to do it. Town City's small boundaries and that rage paying off for him.
That string started with a neutral or just landed, looked pretty innocuous on the left side of the stage, but then it was just one read led to another, and the back air connects. That's Mars on the board.
Okay, gonna get that cross-stage kill? No, not quite, actually.
Mars staying alive, very good survival DI. Even here on Town City, where those blast zones are a little bit closer to the edges, a little easier to kill off the sides.
Back throw. There we go. Even with no rage and not quite at the edge, Mars finally going to drop that first stock, showing some amazing survivability. It's 6WX, of course, only 6% down, fittingly. Definitely knows he can bring this one back, no problem.
Here, all right, they're just kind of playing the footsies a little bit. No one's committing to any kind of big read or opening. They're just trying to feel each other out.
Yeah, I love how Sonic is able to play that kind of lukewarm neutral where he can just run at you or away with spin dash, charge cancel it, and then he's free to do whatever he wants. It kind of just is like a constant game of chicken against this character. When is he going to let that spin dash rip? When is he going to cancel it? Oh! When is he going to run right into a grab, though?
Those tether grabs can stuff out the spin dash as well if you time them just right. Because the active frames on that kind of work out a little wonky. And 6WX can mix up his timings very well. And that's why you're seeing him cross up, too, is because the grab only covers forward. And ZSS's backwards cover options are not as strong.
Okay, Mars finally going to get knocked off stage here after a pretty dominating stock, but 6WX staying alive, managed to either smash the eye or just kind of naturally falls out of that up B.
6WX is sticking around. There's a lot of vertical pressure put on here by Mars. Gonna get the grab, gonna start. Oh, good tech there from Mars, making sure he doesn't fall off the stage. Started like an edge guard situation.
Runs in, gets stuffed in the face with Zero Suit's neutral air. Starting to look a little bit better for Mars, even though he lost game 1.
Oh, just throwing out that up B, not gonna be enough.
Mars loves his raw boost kicks, man.
Oh yeah, he lays it all on the line. You definitely gotta respect that. Like, ZSS just fits Mars so well because he can like go super hard commit, but that I don't think was a hard commit. That was a punish on reaction.
Yeah, he uses it pretty much like a Shoryuken. Even though it doesn't have that invincibility on startup, definitely serves a very similar function.
Sonic mixing up his landing, but not fooling Mars. Gets the grab out there. Now we're going to be going into game 3 tied, 1 apiece. 6WX might be thinking, what stage do you think he's thinking of?
I would imagine Final Destination, but I would also imagine that Mars has already taken that off the table, being that Duck Hunt is no longer a legal stage. Which used to be the go-to counter pick for Sonics. It was pick your poison, really, you know, FD or Duck Hunt. But now I think Mars is just going to definitely ban Final Destination. Maybe 6WX will bring him to, I'd say Battlefield is probably his next best bet.
And 6WX talking to Zero here. Wonder if they're talking about stage counter picks or something. That wouldn't technically be legal, because you got to call the timeout, right? Yeah,
but I mean, right now, Zero's the last person I'd be asking for advice against Zero Suit Samus. Oh, I'm sorry, did I just say that?
Buddy!
Actually, I don't think I said that. I don't recall.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, it is game 3. Lilac Cruz is being moused over. And Mars wants to win this for Team Ally.
Of course he does. I mean, that's the right team to win it for.
No bias on this comment.
No, none whatsoever.
No I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're just playing around, guys. This is still a super hype match between really, really talented players from the Northeast, where I hail from, actually. So even though these guys are technically from the same corner of the United States, they are separated by quite a few states in between, and they don't often get to square off.
Mars does have a little bit of Sonic practice in his region. He does play
yes.
Craftus,
yes, who is actually extremely good.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. He's a very tricky Sonic. He has a lot of he's like a bag of tricks in his back pocket, and he just knows that these particular percents I can kill you in a way you just did not expect.
Yeah, one of the most aptly named players.
Craftus,
yeah. Okay, Mars knows to cut his combo short there, of course, not going to go for the boost kick that wasn't there. Gets clipped by Spin Dash, but 6WX not able to make any meaningful conversion off of it. Now we've got such an even game, but Mars just running right into 6WX's shield. And Sonic's grab game, man, so devastating. Just able to get a lot of combos. A couple kill throws, doesn't hurt.
Oh, looking at pressure there with that flip kick. Not going to find it, though.
Mars using the very rare Zero Suit side B. Used to be one of her staple moves in Brawl, but now it's, you know, kind of taking a back seat in her metagame. Though I know Kool-Aid, another Zero Suit player from New England.
Ooh, that's a painful way to go.
Yeah, I know Kool-Aid is a strong advocate for using Zero Suit Samus side B, and he definitely was preaching that to Mars just a couple weeks ago.
It does have its uses.
Yeah, it's really not a bad move, and it's got so much range, too. When your opponent's just all the way off stage and all they need is a little nudge to get knocked into the blast zone, it does the job very well.
A little bit better than Zaire in certain situations.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It depends on the situation. But here we go. We are all evened up. Mars missing that grab, and we've seen him get punished pretty hard for missed grabs in this matchup. In Game 2, he kind of stopped throwing out as many grabs until he knew they would land just like in this situation. Here comes a quick 50% on the board. Containing that pressure with the Zaire.
Such an intense set so far between these two PGR players. Mars, of course, going to be number 15 and 6WX at 30. So technically Mars is twice as good as 6WX if the numbers don't lie. But I don't know, the numbers I'm seeing at the top of the screen definitely tell a different story.
Even though he's number 30 on the PGR, I think 6 gets slept on a little bit. We're definitely seeing him putting on a great display here against Mars. And this is for playing for Sunday. Don't forget, you don't want to finish your night on just being done on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, unless you want to just go explore California, but you can do that anytime. There's only one Civil War.
The back air not going to do it. Good use of that flip to make sure he didn't hit that blast zone.
Yeah, barely clinging to life. Mars still alive here. Oh! That was a gorgeous anti-approach option there. He's like, all right, I'm just going to tech the down throw, and I know you're going to run in at me, so how about you hold this paralyzer shot to the face?
Back air put on another great edge guard situation, but the jump is red, and there's 6WX going up 2-1.
All right. Definitely not the projection that the PGR would suggest. However, things change. You know, that's why we do this on a seasonal basis, or why they do it, rather. I'm definitely not part of the amazing PG Stats team. They do a far better job than I could, yeah. You know what? Just a brief aside. I was talking to Swar about this. I was like, yeah, man, you know, I really should, like, get on my stats game and do all the kinds of work that you guys are doing. He's like, nah, man, like, you don't have to waste your time on that, you know? Like, if everyone just specializes in their roles and let one guy handle the stats, one guy be the actual commentator, et cetera, it's so much more efficient and just gets everything done better. So, props to the PG Stats team, man. Go ahead and follow them on Twitter at the PG Stats.
They've been tweeting the upset report all weekend. They've been busy.
Yeah, they have.
They've been pretty darn busy.
Yeah. A lot of people have been upset, and I can't blame them, man. 0 at 49.
I'm pretty upset.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Ally's still in, so we have something to cling to here.
Mars getting coached from Nairo, it looks like. He's off the frame. 6WX was getting coached from 0, and I guess HackerU is also there, maybe throwing out a word or two of advice. Looks like we're going to Smashville here for Game 4. Remember how important we said it was to win that breakpoint Game 3?
Of course.
This will give 6WX counterpick advantage if we do go to that dreaded Game 5.
Right, even if he loses here, he gets to choose the stage to attempt to win Game 5. So, I mean, he's off to a good start so far, but this is Smash 4, man. Even like 2.5 minutes into the game is too early to call.
Mars hasn't found any of those patented killer Mars combos.
Very
any of
true.
those like auto-link up B hitboxes off the top, killing you at a crazy percent or something like that.
Oh no! Mars just stood up out of his seat, turned around in despair. Oh, he is he's not looking happy at all. Oh, that was a crucial error, but
6WX doesn't look happy at all.
Yeah, he doesn't want to win that way. I know 6WX is a very like just honest kind of guy, you know. He wants to earn his win.
But I don't think that means he's going to slow down or anything. But Mars is definitely not slowing down at all.
Whoa, yet to even be touched after the SD, and all of a sudden he's way back in it. Now 6WX is looking flustered. Like, man, I had such a lead, and I just threw it away. I let him take it back.
This is still very doable. I mean,
look at him just bouncing around at a spin dash, too. Just so many unique options.
Now 6 is looking to be slowing down that tempo, not going for anything crazy. Maybe both these players, like a mental flub on both their ends, things need to make collect themselves. There's so much on the line in this game.
Yeah, this is the stress of a top 32 losers bracket qualifier in action right now. Oh man, I feel like they both kind of SD'd, you know?
Yeah, it feels like it. It really feels like they just need to collect themselves. Like mental fortitude. All these tournaments that you guys watch, oh, these are marathons.
Yeah,
these guys have been playing for hours and hours and hours today.
Yeah, this is not easy. Like, you may see two guys just playing a video game, but they're putting their entire hearts and minds on the line. And I gotta say, Mars, even if he does manage to scrape this game off 6WX here, he has to do it again on 6WX's counter pick. Is that it? Yes. No.
Ooh.
No.
I was right with you, man. I thought it was it. But excellent DI from 6WX is going to keep him alive. Whipping that grab. And 6WX really can't find an opening right now.
Yeah, and also Sonic, not really a character that can offensively snuff you out like that. Zero Suit, on the other hand, is. And he's still clinging to life here. Just barely, though. I feel like the next boost kick will do it as long as it's not deep cross stage.
6WX, he does have the stage. It looks like Mars is a little bit cornered, but he kind of gave it away. And there's the back air to punish.
Mars able to salvage that game. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat after a very, very early self-destruct in like the first 40 seconds of the game. But 6WX is going to call his timeout, consulting with Zero and Hakaru, whereas Mars is speaking to Nairo. Wow, Nairo betraying the Tri-State homies, but I mean, you got to have that
character loyalty is very
yeah.
important. I mean,
however, Nairo's Team Zero, you know?
At this point, I think maybe this whole Team Zero, Team Ally construct is just blown up.
Yeah.
Like, there's just been so much death in every direction, every which way. Team kills on both sides. And, like, your leaders have gone down in flames.
Exactly. I was going to say their
you
gods
cut
are
off the
dead.
head of the snake, and then
Yep.
just the tail is flying everywhere. Oh,
Yep.
my goodness. And, yeah, look at that big, deep breath here from 6WX.
Both of these guys look extremely stressed, man. And now Mars just laughing it off. All right, well, I mean, that's a good sign for his outlook on this next game, but
Mars wearing that Denial jersey and the patented pajama pants.
yes.
I was talking to someone that Denial needs to make a line of pajama pants.
They really do. That's genius,
I feel like it's a missed opportunity.
They should have, like, all space on it and, like, really focus on the planet Mars, you know? Okay, anyway, back to Earth here, where we have a Game 5 between two of the best players in the Northeast. 6WX, best player in Pennsylvania. Mars, best player in New England, hailing from Rhode Island. And he is yet to be touched in the opening exchanges of this match. 15 seconds in. Oh, and 6WX finally opens him up.
You know, that last game was a little bit sloppy on both sides. We saw, like, a couple of clubbed errors. We saw 6WX kind of maybe being a little too tricky with his movement at the end of that Game 4 and getting punished for it. We'll have to see if he can just find an avenue to victory here. Okay, mixing up back with that reversed spin dash.
Both these guys just looking for the stray hit that will hopefully open up a world of possibility in follow-ups for them. But, okay, Mars going to be the first one to get that solid hit. But no, actually 6WX DIing in, which was kind of wise because Mars looked like he was going for that outward trajectory to land the boost kick.
Mars mixing up really well on 6WX's shield. Going to find another boost kick.
Yeah, tech chase raw boost kick. That was really nice.
Mars not afraid to go for those pretty high-risk options, especially because he's got this very big lead opened up.
Yep.
The most 6 can punish is really with maybe like a spin dash follow-up or something.
Yeah, he's not going to be taking more than 10, 20 damage off of a wide opening like that. Of course, at 39%, Mars can definitely just afford to go into free fall if it means taking the possible reward of a boost kick KO.
Yeah, you can't do it too often, of course.
Yes,
but
yeah.
It really, I mean, Mars is just one of those players that has that sixth sense. He knows those are going to land.
Yeah,
so.
It's like the Daigo Shoryukens, man. You don't want to jump in against Mars.
Should have texted that right off the
that was
top.
Nuts. I don't think I've ever seen that bounce killed.
I play Yoshi, so I've done that a couple times.
Oh, no, I mean specifically the Zero Suit.
Oh, the Zero Suit one?
Yeah.
Makes sense. But here comes a grab to air dodge read. That's pretty good damage here for 6WX. He's got the stage as his reward.
Yeah, and he kept it going, landed a back air, and now he's got Mars kind of backed into a corner, but not exactly. He knows with the stock lead, he can kind of just run away, buy some time, maybe let 6WX's heat simmer down a bit. Oh, whoa, the pivot grab threw him. That was so many frames. He had to run and then do a slow 0-6 Samus pivot grab, but 6WX was scared, man. You could sense the fear.
And he's stuck on his taxi platform, that back air very looming. We're going to retreat back to the neutral. That was a very scary situation for 6 to be where he was getting juggled and juggled again and again. And the lap is on.
Yes, this is a very, very heavy advantage for Mars here. Okay, not going to lose the stock, of course. Sent him the wrong direction. And 6WX not really realizing, oh, I could have just rolled behind him and possibly taken that stock with the forward smash in the other direction.
I wonder if up smash was also an option. I know that was nerfed.
Yeah, it wouldn't have killed, and I don't even think the forward smash the opposite way would have either, but you know, it's just something to consider. 6WX really bleeding here, though.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in if you're a Sonic fan. He's got to hang on, maybe find something. Okay, he's going to sneak past the ledge, get the back air. Not going to be enough to kill. Continuing the pressure, though.
Okay, up air 1 into neutral air. That would have been cool if it worked, but spin dash to bear, still clinging to life here.
Using the momentum cancel of that flip kick, helping him out, as well as impeccable DI.
Yeah, Mars making Zero Suit Samus not look all that light.
Jab's going to buy Mars critical stage control, and he can convert here. Good
I love
timing.
watching.
But the neutral air punishes.
I love watching how deep Mars will chase his opponents off stage. One of the most relentlessly aggressive players when he's in his zone. And he's going to advance the top 32 losers bracket side. Congratulations to Mars. 6WX definitely very well played as well. A very respectable 33rd place. Of course, not quite enough to make it to Sunday, though.